Good day again. Well, just here changing the shock on the J11 Qashqai. Kind of losing it right now. So I just want to give a brief rundown of the best way to do it. First of all, get yourself a J11 Qashqai. Then you remove the axle nut. That helps a lot. Well, initially I was changing the swivel clamp rubbers, right? So what you're doing is getting the ratchet and at depth 16 socket, half-inch drive, depth 16 socket, and you take the front clamp bolt from this side, right in there, and the rear clamp bolt you get from behind the subframe, behind here, right? You come on this side and use a spanner and you work your way until you get it out. You can change your rubber. This is the clamp, the rubber. All right, so after you do that, you take out the bolts that here. This is long bolt for the rear part of the cradle, short bolt for the front, right? Is the rear bushing, front bushing, and the ball joint. So you drop off the ball joint from on the spindle. All right, this is the upper part of the spindle that the base of the shock would go in. Right, some of them have the one where you're clamping with the two bolts. This one isn't that, unfortunately. So you slacken the bolt that goes through there. Right, get that bolt out, slacken the axle to get a little more room. I would advise that the first thing you do is take out the ABS sensor so that you don't have to worry about it getting burst or anything like that, right? It jacks into here, so you just jack it back out and then you're good to go. As soon as you get that out, you slacken it, you take it out, you lube it good with some W, get it out, you take the bolts out from there first, because this one usually gets slackened first and it's a little easy to maneuver. Get that out, you slacken the one that goes through there, you pull it out, pull out the two bolts, and well, you already would have slackened the link pin. You take off the steering end and you have these spindles free to turn and maneuver. All right, usually what you will have to do is get a chisel and widen the space, open it up both here and here as best as you could so that they could get the ball joint out. Now usually the ball joint on this don't come out just like that. You literally have to take the entire thing off to get that ball joint out because of the angle that it is usually at, and this bushing is usually very hard to come out. All right, so you take them two out. Is a lot of work, but yeah, it had to do. it just gotta do what it gotta do. So you take those two bolts out, drop them out, you disconnect the caliper, you disconnect the rotor, right? You take the screws from here, you screw it out. This one only had one, so you take out the screws from here, take out the rotor, all right? And it'll just be the bare spindle with the bearing, right? As you get that out, you knock on here, this part of the spindle. As you can see the marks in here, you take a hammer, not a big heavy hammer, but a good size mallet. You pound it, you tap, you could tap also the back here. You tap it just to even out the blows, right? And you tap it and it eventually will start coming out. This is the length that it have to come out, and this is about 3 inches. All right, each joint of your finger usually is be about 3 inches, about an inch, so it is 3 inches here, right? And that is the length of it, and that is the only way for it to come out that will be easy for you. All right, and the reverse order is how you put it back up. It is tedious, it is dirty, you have to grime, grease, but if you're planning to do that shock and shock head and is this type of spindle and not the two bolts, if it's this type, just be prepared that it could take some hours and have all your parts. If you need to change cradle bushings, if you need to change the ball joints or anything like that, it's better you do it one time. Get it over with. If you need to change the axle, if you need to change the CV joint, if you need to change the link pin, steering and whatever it may be, but mainly if it is you need to change the bushings and the cradle, right? As these bushings here, if you need to change them, better you do it one time. If it is that you're changing the shock, right? It's not an easy task, so it's just that. And when you get to that part, so this would be the shock. The shock head is below here. There's the shock shaft coming out. So you'll be taking out this bolt. There's a bolt underneath here, and you take out this little grommet, right? And there's a bolt. I'm not too sure if you can see it good because of the lighting, but there's a bolt straight down inside there, right? So just take usually the 3/8. I think there's a 13. The 3/8, 13, and extension would work. So what you would do, the best thing to do, you will take out this bracket with these two bolts, those two nuts, take it out and slacken this one, you slacken that one, and you could remove them. But the best thing to do to be able to get, instead of you having to take off the whole cowl panel, the best thing to do is to take an extension with the 13, or not a 14, I believe it's a 13. You send it down with an extension, you slacken on top with your left hand preferably, and hold the shock below with your right hand, or whichever one suits you. But you're holding it there and you're slackening with the ratchet and extension, or you use the power ratchet and you slacken it, but you're leaving the bolt down there along with the handle, with the extension, so that it doesn't come back out or it doesn't fall in and roll about in there. Then you would definitely have to take the entire cowl panel off, the entire cowl panel, to get that bolt. So what you're doing is, when it is you're putting it back up, you're leaving the extension on the bolt, you're putting up the shock from below, and you're turning it just to catch it enough that it holds when it is you let go the shock. So the shock will be suspended just as it is here, but just not holding with the 3 bolts. You just be holding with that one. And when that one is aligned and run up, when you run it up, you could pull the shock and adjust it to suit, adjust the holes to suit, so it could line up, so that it could catch this bolt and that you'll be able to catch this bolt. And then you run them up and you're good to go. Alright, so I just said I'd give a little tutorial, a little my way of how to get it out in a not timely but efficient manner. Alright, y'all take it easy, be safe, you don't know.